whatever.
Alrighty, guys. We'll get started here just in a minute. I just got to make sure everything's all right before we get started. Alrighty, guys. Cool. Also, I know my mic isn't on today. We're doing some revamps of the studio, still in the same spot, just working around some technicals like usual. I'm moving here pretty soon after the summertime, and just trying to figure out some setups and all that jazz. But welcome back, guys. Happy 420 to all those who are celebrating today. Please be safe if you are indulging on this adult holiday, and of course, happy Doge Day. We've got a lot to cover today, guys. It has been a crazy past, I want to say, like 3 to 4 days. If you guys didn't catch the emergency video, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, the days are getting all jumbled together now. But we did have an emergency coverage video. There has been quite some fear going on in the market. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of FUD. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's what FUD stands for, just for anyone who did not know that. But there is currently a lot going on. So, we're seeing red. We're seeing a lot of flat. The news isn't always doing any justice either. I'm going to hop on here like usual, guys, and break things down and, kind of keep you guys in your boots and, show you guys that everything's okay. I know a lot of you guys reached out past couple days and actually had to talk with some of you guys last night. Through emails and FaceTimes and, DMs for, those who, who reach out for one-on-one consulting and, just gave the breakdown of, stay calm. These are some times for some great buying opportunities. And we're going to go over some technicals and, some readings and articles, kind of just, back up, that fear that, really shouldn't be needed at all. If we're going to be 100% real, guys, I'm not fearful at all. And this is kind of just all part of a healthy market cycle. So going on over the agenda today, we've got some, we're going to be going over articles of, investors got buying the dip mentality. We've got gateways to the New York City for their blockchain development, for what they're going to be doing with their city. Put this off real quick. Sorry, guys, I'm getting some late text messages this morning. Going over Doge today. Also, real quick, kind of covering what that is all about. Kind of saw tons of tweets and everything this morning and yesterday. And then we're also going to go over some news that PayPal owned Venmo. Of course, if you guys didn't know that, PayPal does own Venmo. We're going to go over their crypto launch today also, kind of how they're incorporating that. Also going to go over some South Africa beating out the USA and their ETF approval. So South Africa is going to be, I don't even know how many countries are beating us out right now, but they're going to be compiling their ETFs or their Bitcoins and Ethereum ETFs, and they're going to be moving along those routes. So that'll probably be there before we get ours even approved, which is pretty crazy to even think about. And also Time Magazine accepting crypto for their subscription base, which I think was also pretty cool. So awesome, guys. And I think I got one video reading for us to watch today, just on CNBC. They got a nice crypto corner now. So now they think they do once a week where they go to CNBC and they have a crypto corner with other cryptocurrency specialists and kind of go over the markets of what's going on, because a lot of these guys on CNBC don't fully understand the extent of blockchain and everything that's going on, and that's fine. So eventually everyone will get a better grip, but everything through time, guys, will kind of make things easier. So not everything is done in a day. You won't learn this all in a day. So this is why you guys chime in twice a week, and we do this so often just to give positive reinforcement and positive information. So also, guys, we're gonna hop over to the fear and greed index. I wanted to hop on this. I hop on this on days like days that kind of have a little bit of uncertainty and aren't really sitting well with a lot of people. And the fear and greed index is looking pretty good. Now greed is 73 still. Yesterday was 74. Last week was 74, and last month was 73. I mean, just these right here. The now, yesterday, and last week. I mean, you would think these would be a little bit lower with all the news going on and expectations, but wanted to bring this up and show you guys that the fear and greed index is still pretty strong. I was pretty surprised waking up this morning and seeing, kind of how that played out, and that's exactly how it's playing out. So that's pretty nice. That's phenomenal. I like that. Hop over to CoinGecko as well. Kind of just check how the markets are doing overall today. Pretty flat. Nothing too crazy. I know we had a massive slide not too long ago, and things are kind of recovering. Things somewhat recovered pretty well, and we're still kind of on the upward trend, but we are still getting some chop. And of course, guys, before we really hop into it, do not forget to check the Patreon as often as possible. I'm going to be doing a lot better job of making sure that those, I think every time I post, you guys should be getting an email, every time I post. And I asked a couple of you guys, and some of you guys were good. And I know there was one or two of you guys that was having problems, but I'll double check the notifications, but just make sure to chime in here. I want to say like not even once a day, like once every 2 days, depending how much time you guys got, because some of you guys are doing school right now and work and family, and you guys got a bunch of other stuff going on. So, just try to chime in here as often as best as you can, because I do upload up on here a lot, and this is kind of where you're going to get a bulk of your information as well until the Patreon kind of starts, or no, I'm not sorry, not the Patreon, the Discord starts picking up with the amount of people, and we can start moving things over to that sense. And I know a lot of you guys aren't exactly Discord 100% friendly yet, and that's not a big deal, of course, but just kind of wanted to get those briefers out of the way real quick before we kind of got started. Cool. Close that. And alrighty, guys, what happened to our first article? So, latest Bitcoin crash shows buy the dip mentality among big investors, NYDIG says. So, going through here, we've kind of been over this, kind of goes through all the technicals of kind of what's going on. Just like a couple days ago, last week that we were talking about, even past 48 to 70 hours, we've seen dramatic amounts of liquidations, slides, lost a good amount of liquidity just over the weekend carrying into Monday, and a lot of that did carry into Monday. So really just going through what investors are kind of feeling and kind of how they're going. A lot of people that have been in here a lot longer, in the space, a year, even 6 months, those have been through people who've been through these dramatic drops. It's not anything new for a lot of these people, especially someone like me or, anyone that you may know that has been through this kind of a while. You kind of become rock hard when it comes to stuff like this, because if you had experienced, 2017 or even just, a couple months ago, like in January when we had that 39%er, and, there are things that, it's just rock hard mentality that kind of just, toughens you up. It doesn't really make you flinch and stuff like this. If anything, your mindset kind of switches into, buy the dip mentality. And that, granted, that's not always the case, every single time, but in the situation we're in, and of course I'm going to update you guys when we start getting to those rocky parts of, hey, this might be time to start Xing positions. We are not even close to there yet. So kind of just what they covered in this article was just the past 24 to 48 hours, especially from Monday's timeline, that the overall mentality of investors has been buy the dip, and we're holding. We're holding strong. We've seen way worse than this. There's nothing to be fearful of right now. I'm just going to get my positions lower and continue to hold like I have been doing. And that's always great to see. Granted, you're always going to have those those paper hand investors or people who got in later and are now reaping the the ultimate disservice of having their profits being gone now because they had bought in, a little bit, too high to the local top. And, those people eventually, if they do stick around, will, become thicker skinned, and they will understand that buying and holding is definitely the better way to go. So kind of just going over the technicals, this wasn't a very long article. It kind of just gave over the USD spot premium, kind of indicating how people were reacting to this type of drop and these type of accumulation phases. And overall, we are sticking rock solid. People are here, they're buying and holding, they're not even flinching twice. People are buying up at massive rates, and they are just taking advantage of this dip. So really simple on this article, guys. People buying the dip, not many people freaking out at all. So also to hop onto our next one, guys, I wanted to cover Time Magazine. They are now I know we talked about Time, I think about 3 weeks ago, I wanted to say, because I know we were talking about their NFT collaboration with what they were doing, on top of what Time was also trying to do, was doing their art gallery for NFTs. And I'm going to do some more research on the gallery NFT section, because I have found some pretty cool ones that some people, not only just in the US, are doing, but around the world, just like regular art galleries, guys. They post your NFTs on displays. It's all digital assets. So, there's big screens, 50-inch screens, 60-inch screens of, NFT art, that are transferring from screen to screen. And if they're engaging art, they might, come out at you with like a 3D kind of VR setting. It truly is. It truly is. It is amazing. I always kind of, step back and kind of realize to myself, like, wow, we've come a long way, not even just with art, but just with the way we display assets and all things along those lines, which I think is super awesome. Crypto.com has been a huge voice in the space. If you don't know, guys know who Crypto.com is. It's a brokerage exchange. It's just an exchange, a crypto exchange that's been around for quite a bit. But their native token, CRO, does really well with their cashback, and they got their cards that you can purchase through their exchanges and pay with real world crypto on through their services of their Visa card. And you guys already know that Visa's been on the wave for quite a while now, so we don't even really need to cover that. that, which is awesome. So you're kind of, some of you guys are starting to see all the kind of, the ties kind of tie together now, in the sense of, everybody kind of getting, not everybody, but big players getting on board, and kind of now they're kind of, that light bulb starting to switch on with understanding this this technology that's kind of coming around, and really going how they're going to do this with crypto.com and their payments of memberships is pretty much the same way that you would kind of be paying your World of Warcraft membership or your Spotify membership or anything along those lines, is the exact same way. And the cool thing I did read in this article, guys, is that Barrett Krish, their chief officer, described as how they're going to be managing their cryptocurrency, kind of the same way that we've seen a lot of these institutions do this, is that they're not going to take your cryptocurrency and translate it into fiat, take it and put it in dollars. They're actually going to hold that they're going to hold that on their balance sheet. We saw that with Tesla. We saw that with Visa. We saw that with a lot of institutions. I don't think there's very few institutions that are taking your cryptocurrency as payment and using it as fiat translation. So translating it just back to dollars. A lot of people are not doing that. So that not only just shows from a strength standpoint of institutions understanding now the store of value and kind of the balance sheet adds, but I do know kind of on a tax kind of in a tax view that it is very helpful that you just short term, also for translating money in a short period of time, especially if it's a lot, that short term capital gains tax will hurt you. So I know these companies are a lot smarter than that too. I know a lot of them don't really pay a lot of taxes anyway, because that's just kind of just how it is. When you get a certain, I always thought it was funny how when you make a certain amount of money that you just get things for free. I always thought if you really think about it, it's kind of funny. Think about it. Once you get to a certain tax bracket or like an age, let's say you got $50 million, there's a lot of things you get for free that you don't pay for, which is kind of funny. So the richer you get sometimes, the more things you get for free, which I thought was pretty funny. But going back to the article, crypto.com has been pushing this for quite a while, and I know they've been working with Time Magazine under the low for quite a bit. So the idea of seeing this now and having them come out today and saying that they're officially going to be accepting, sorry guys, that's from TradingView. We're actually gonna hop in those charts in just a second, but actually seeing now, and even here they mentioned Visa cards just here, seeing people exactly clamping onto those assets, and especially institutions holding those for the long term is pretty great to see. I'm not gonna lie. So overall, that kind of just boost the still bullish narrative that we're in at all. We may see some more hurt, as I'm going to cover here in a little bit. We're going to hop on the charts towards the end, and I'm going to kind of explain kind of where I think we might be heading in the short to medium term. Of course, kind of just give some reinforcement. There might be some more hurt to come, especially with Bitcoin and the overall crypto markets. But overall, long term, we're still looking very, very pretty, and I will back that up here shortly, just in a minute. But great thumbs up on Time Magazine, absolutely phenomenal. Is Elon awake? Oh my goodness, I do not think so. I do not think he's awake, because let's see, I don't know. Let's check what Dogecoin is at, actually, guys, real quick. I actually really want to go do that real quick. Let's check where we're at. That is so funny. We are at 36 cents. So it could be anything. I'm really waiting today to see what's gonna happen, because I really did forget that there was a whole narrative push today. So we will definitely see. That is pretty funny. So we'll definitely chime back to that, and we're gonna be taking a look at Dogecoin throughout the day, because I think that is so funny. I personally do not own any Dogecoin, guys, so I'm so sorry if that's a letdown for some of you guys. So. But also going over to PayPal, guys. This was also announced this morning. PayPal owned Venmo launches cryptocurrency trading. So we've seen with PayPal, as they've came to do this first, and they're owned by the exact same people. And Venmo is just the more hip version of PayPal. It's like your dad wearing cargo shorts, but then your dad switching into nicer shorts or more hip shorts. It's the same dude, just in the different shorts. Going through here, I mean, it's the exact same translation that they're doing with PayPal. So, moving forward, I read this earlier, and I believe what they were going to be doing is that, just like how if you guys use Venmo, I don't know how most of us use Venmo, I believe, but the way that it would be done is that anytime someone would buy crypto, or if that would be on your friends list, or maybe if you have it active throughout the settings. And this just dropped today, so I'm gonna have to get a little bit more info on this. But reading through it, they did do a very good job of explaining this. That when someone did buy crypto, let's say your friend John or friend Carson does this, and they buy crypto, it would tell you kind of in a notification type way, saying, hey, Carson just bought $50 worth of Bitcoin, and then it do like some sort of emoji or thumbs up or anything along those lines. And I thought that was super cool for a number of reasons. So number one, it's that free publicity that we kind of talk about with cryptocurrency, that free narrative of advertisement, which is very, very common, and also me personally, guys, I say no such thing. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I know that's like so like that's really shot down by a lot of people, but in my eyes, like there are certain firms and certain areas of life to where that is very true. No matter if it's bad or good, like even if we've seen, especially with cryptocurrency, that's a really good one because all the bad news that we've seen with crypto, whether that be J.P. Morgan saying we're going down, or Bank of America saying it could never work, it's still and this doesn't apply to everything, but it provided that that bullish advertisement, and it made people come look at what this was about. No matter what JP Morgan or Bank of America was saying, it was still getting that narrative of advertisement, it was still getting that publicity, and it was still getting that attention. And later down the road, when we break those those settlements, those bearish settlements, or wherever FUD we were in, and we continue to climb upwards, boom, so there you go. And so now not only do you have free advertisement, but now you have backup information on the technical charts to back up your moves as to why this is a good hard asset and as to why this space isn't going away. So that's kind of just, I kind of got into that just for a second, but gonna wrap up this article just here in a second, but just under a week ago, PayPal CEO, I think Don Schlim, hinted developments underway since the payments giant first went live with cryptocurrency offering in the United States in November of last year. So in my eyes, guys, this is just kind of just a plus. There's really there's actually really no bad ways that we could look at this. PayPal is just moving forward with Venmo, and now they're just making it more accessible in a more user-friendly way, and that's just really big thumbs up in this split. Just kind of a big thumbs up. And the cryptocurrency you're going to be providing, I totally forgot to say, are going to be BTC, ETH, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to say this just right here, just real quick. I do not know why people keep Bitcoin Cash in the top like 4 or 5 when they're offering cryptocurrency. Like there are just so many better ones that could be offered to people for first rounders instead of Bitcoin Cash, but it beats me. I'm not a platform developer or owner of a multi-million-dollar platform, so I don't know their reasoning behind that. But just from my point stand of view, I always thought there were just so many better projects that could be put on there. So it is what it is. No worries, guys. But also, and then now we're gonna get into some fun stuff. We're gonna go over to Dogecoin. Dogecoin traders push to make April 20th Doge Day. I think we just checked. Dogecoin isn't doing anything too crazy right now. It's at number 6, which I think is absolutely insane. I cannot believe it's beating out Cardano, Polkadot, even Uniswap, Chain. I just can't believe it. It blows me away. But I'm happy for the Dogecoin community. Like I said, guys, it's just good publicity. Just in my eyes, I don't see really anything wrong. It just kind of just shows you that people take memes seriously, and if you get enough people to care enough about a project or a meme, it can very well become important. So that's a big plus, and I think this is a great social experiment to see how things kind of unfold. And then also, guys, going down to kind of the article, what they were kind of just going over just all the advertisements. Snickers, guess what day it is? Dogecoin day tomorrow. I thought this was funny. I thought this was really smart on Snickers' end because, who announced Dogecoin this morning? Oh my gosh. Oh, Newegg. Look at this, guys. Isn't this so funny? I don't know how many of you guys are PC guys or, kind of big in that PC realm and, do all that. But here, no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, here, right here. It's lit right here. Going to the Twitter, they tweeted this morning. We are currently now accepting Dogecoin as official payment method BitPay. Simply click edit in the other payment section, click BitPay, and complete your transaction. Happy Doge Day. That's hilarious. I think that's too funny. And I mean, I had some questions from Newegg just because I have bought from Newegg before, and I actually am a big fan of Newegg, of their refurbished items, and they do a lot of PC graphics cards, CPUs, anything PC and tech related. They're really good. They usually beat out most people on their deals, I guess, besides Amazon, of course. But going back to their main, I don't know if this article had Newegg in here because I think they just posted this morning, but just keep going through the memes, retweet if you're ready for Dogecoin tomorrow, Dogecoin rise. I think you guys are trying to go to 69 cents, I think, today. Very easily doable. Kind of just see how things play out with everyone else. I saw a tweet this morning too. It was like waiting for the California kids to wake up for Dogecoin pump, and I thought it was super funny, but I'll have to find the tweet later and post it, but I thought it was so funny. But other than that, guys, I mean, kind of just, I didn't want to go on this too crazy. Kind of just wanted to show the magnitude that Dogecoin is having and where it was ranking, and I think it's hilarious. So you guys own Doge, if you guys own Doge, let me know. Put it in the live stream. Thumbs up to you guys. Hold strong. Please be careful with your risk tolerance. That's all I'm letting you guys know. I do know for a fact some of the top 50, I know the top 10 to 15 wallets of Dogecoin are the elite. So I believe last time I looked, I think that one wallet owned like 55% of like Dogecoin's like circulation. And remember, guys, that 10K Dogecoin is mined every minute. So that would Like that's a lot of Dogecoin. That's just every minute 10K is mine. So it's meant to be deflationary. So for anyone who just didn't know, I know most guys are just riding the hype, but I just want to let you guys know, be careful, but have a good time, of course. Just be very, very careful, because I know things can change very, very quick in pretty much 5 seconds, 5 to 20 seconds. So awesome, guys. So moving on real quick, we're also going to be going over city candidate for New York's blockchain's future. As we've seen in Miami, guys, the Miami mayor, the whole just state of Florida, particularly Miami, the city, but eventually I believe, all of Florida will start be adapting pretty well. But New York is following not too far behind in the sense of following Miami in the sense of blockchain technology and how that's going to improve their city. I know Miami's already doing taxes and cryptocurrency. They're doing payments. You can get your salary in Bitcoin, I believe now, or Ethereum. I don't know. I think it might just be Bitcoin right now, but I know Ethereum will come just shortly after that. But moving forward, the reason I think this is a bigger hit than Miami, as people know around the world, this has been a narrative for a while, that New York has been the gateway, to the world for a number of reasons. New York is, most people come here. I know depending what side of the world you're on, latitude and longitude. I know California, you get mostly, the flight, you're not going to fly all the way around, from Japan, all the way to New York, and you're going to come the shorter way, but just depending on location. But, New York is still the gateway of the world, in the sense of, history, backing of, monuments. New York is just that appealing, word off the tongue that people just associate very well with the United States. If you say New York anywhere, most people are going to kind of know what you're talking about, I would think, but I may be completely wrong. So, but moving forward, the headwinds that Miami has picked up, to New York, has been picked up very heavily. I know their candidates are not split in half, but I know majority of them, city officials, have been very, very lenient towards this cryptocurrency integration. And I know just New York being a bigger state, I know that blockchain would help a lot with smart contract integration of financial councilmen and other things such as rent payments. And I know New York is crazy expensive, like just absolutely crazy overpriced, just like California is. And I know there's a lot of benefits that would definitely help the city kind of buck up some areas that would definitely help. New York's very old too. It's not the newest city in the world, either. So, and then I know this quote at the bottom, I was reading this earlier, I thought this was really, really good. The city has already made commitments to diverse from fossil fuels, and this commitment would uphold this financial innovation, and it'll be more stable and reliable and suitable over time, and only make things more suitable to be engaged with it. So that's always a good thing to see, that they're not only just they're overall revamping, and that's always a really good thing to see. Not only just because EV is kind of becoming, electric vehicles becoming more popular, and that's just something that we kind of need to move towards as a civilization, but just overall seeing a nice revamp, and just seeing people moving forward and being comfortable being uncomfortable, because these are big changes, guys. These aren't things that are easy to do. These things can give you really bad headaches, and they're not always just easy. Things are very hard. You got people that don't agree all the time, and people who are fighting this and fighting that and don't want this, and people who are scared to change. So most of you guys who are here, like I still say, you guys are very early to the party. You got government and councilmen and high up individuals who haven't even blinked twice about this market yet, and you're gonna be here before most of the big dudes, or most of you guys have been already. So big kudos to you guys, and now you're kind of just sitting back, and it's not a matter of if, guys, it's a matter of when. So that's kind of, I've said that a lot, but it stood true, and I still believe it stood true. So, alrighty, guys. So covering that up real quick, I just kind of want to give my big thumbs up to New York and kind of what they're doing, and kind of just the adoption. We keep seeing the adoption, and we're moving forward. So awesome. And then we will come back and cover this. I think I might have to make a separate video for this, because I don't think this is appropriate for me to explain right now, just for Ethereum's hard fork. And there's just a lot. There's a lot that I'm gonna have to cover over in this, because it is very, very confusing, even from someone who works as a blockchain developer, multiple times a week, and works with this technology all the time. This is something we're gonna have to break down probably in another video, or probably later today in a separate, just completely separate off time. So we're gonna skip that over real quick. And also, guys, we're gonna hop into a CNBC clip real quick. I always like to come in here for their crypto corner, because I like, they always like, they're pretty good. They're all right. I always like to see what the newer guys are saying, and how they're developing, in their thought process, because we've been watching this a while, guys. We've seen people completely flip their narrative from boo blockchain to boo Bitcoin to hey, thumbs up, I'm all in. So, especially Jim Cramer, we've seen a lot from Jim Cramer. So, all right, guys, let's get this played real quick.
Bitcoin and all of the crypto space seeing pretty massive swings over the past 24 hours, from down 18% to flat, negative once again right now. Bitcoin down to about 54,000 and change. Crypto's being seen by some as a risk gauge for the whole market. So let's talk about what's behind these particular sell-offs. Joining me now are CNBC's Kate Rooney and CoinShares Chief Strategy Officer Meltem Demirors. Welcome to you both. Meltem, we'll just start with you. I mean, do we have to, when a crypto's up, as much as it has been the past couple months, 10% sell-off is pretty garden variety, or what do you think? Is there something more going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. And great to have you back as well. It's been a fun time in crypto land. Certainly what we saw last week was a classic momentum trade. Going into the Coinbase listing, we saw a lot of activity in options markets and futures markets. A lot of traders went levered long, leveraging crypto very expensive. Coinbase did not have the outing we hoped for. There wasn't enough volatility to drive prices higher. People took off leverage throughout Friday. And then on Saturday night, between a 20-minute period, we saw a massive deleveraging, over $7 billion in options liquidated in a 20-minute period. So that obviously had an impact. But Sunday, we came right back with $80 billion of market volume in the Bitcoin space. Wow. So those dips are getting bought right back up.
So Kate Rooney, of course, as you know better than anyone, only in crypto right now do you get these 20-minute intense sell-offs that have erased, $300 billion in crypto market cap or something. So what do you hear today as the dust settles? Are there people who say, awesome, now I can buy in at 54, but I still wish I could have gotten in at 19?
Exactly. And great to see you, Kelly. Great to have you back. But yeah, only in crypto do you see that happen on a Saturday night into Sunday. So the market never sleeps. It's opened on the weekends, of course. But that's what people are saying today. Meltem's exactly right. A lot of action in the derivatives market. That seems to have accelerated some of the losses there. But you are seeing a bit of a bottom. It's stabilizing, it looks like, around 55,000. Some might be coming in to see this as a buying opportunity. But one of the other data points that we saw from another blockchain firm, Glassnode, is that some of the wealthier buyers, so-called whales, were sort of stepping back at the same time as the retail buyers who were buying sort of smaller amounts, around $600 ahead of the Coinbase listing. Retail buyers were getting in, bigger investors were stepping back. So you saw this sort of shift ahead of Coinbase and a lot of excitement from the retail buyer there.
True. Meltem, the Bitcoin thing to me still makes a lot of sense because we've seen so many institutions getting in over the past 3 to 6 months. What about Dogecoin? I mean, this is like, so there's two phenomena here, right? On the one hand, you have institutional interest driving up Bitcoin. On the other hand, you have this massive retail interest that seems to be, as they've realized, driving up everything from GameStop to Dogecoin, you name it. I mean, am I describing it correctly, or are there more commonalities?
No, absolutely. Look, what we saw happen with Doge last week was pretty astounding. I think the catalyst there was the Wall Street Bets community. Ahead of the Coinbase listing, again, the Wall Street Bets moderators decided to, for the first time, allow talk about cryptocurrencies in that forum. Only 3 coins, though: Bitcoin, Ether, and Doge, of course. Then a day later, they reversed that decision because all the crypto folks went crazy in the forum. And so I think part of the response to that was retail retaliating, and really, TikTok investors made a song about memeing Doge to $1. And I think we see that playing out in real time here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching. See it.
Alrighty. Okay. See, I can honestly say, I can agree with most of what they said. I'm not on the other side of the fence. I mean, there were some things that, I was like, interesting. Of course, they got to have a brief agenda when it comes to this because, number one, they don't know exactly what they're fully talking about either. And, number two, they're not going to talk about something they don't even... Actually, no, that's not true. They do it all the time. So, long story short, they tried their best, and... It's just, it really is nuts, guys. It really is crazy. I never thought I'd see Dogecoin like this. It still awes me. It still awes me, guys. But anyway, that was the last wrap up for article readings and kind of some, the hardcore, real serious stuff that I thought was important for us to know. But moving over to, we already did CoinGecko, guys. Honestly, I want to hop into the charts just real quick and kind of give some TA perspective, kind of what's going on in the section, and kind of break down some technicals, kind of get real, not super technical, but EMA lines. The EMA lines are the exponential moving average lines. So the blue represents the 200-day, the light teal represents the 100, the orange represents the 50, and the red represents the 20. So when we spread these out, and and how we see these as of right now, so the exponential moving average of blue, we're just following that path of, that's just where it was on the average of 200 day. And then, that's I kind of already broke that down. So I don't need to get too much heavy into that. So if we're really looking at it, we've been in this upward trend since December 15th of 2020. That was our first real, major move up before we had our, consolidation phase here. And you can see it's already, progressed. This is about, about 4 months, of uptrend. So about 100 here. If we bring the price data analytics out, let's see. So we are about 125 days and a half. So like basically 126, but 126 days, we've been in this upward channel. Why is that important? So over time, we've seen this happen, just like we talked about yesterday, 2 days ago, and so on and so on. So we've seen these breakdowns happen too often. Common. They happen all the time. It's not uncommon to see, and I know some of you guys are so sick of me. I know some of you guys are so sick of me doing this, but we got a lot of new people here, and we get a lot of common questions. Just like in January, we actually passed down. We completely blew through that 20-week moving EMA. Completely blasted through that. We actually ended up touching down our orange of our 50-day EMA, and it's completely fine to to come back and test these lines for a number of reasons. It provides support, number one. So if that does happen again, it's less likely that we fall through that line. It's going to be a lot harder because we built up such a heavy support. It's like, bouncing on a trampoline, you bounce higher and higher and higher. And then, the less support you have at the trampoline, you're probably going to fall through the trampoline. But if you jump moderately, 1, 2, 3, and then continue to get higher, it's going to be, that trampoline's going to have more of an expectation, of your weight and be a little bit more supportive than you falling from, 100 yards up in the air. So that's kind of the reference I can put it in number one. And number two, this is just like I say all the time, guys. This is the cost of performance. This is the yin to the yang as to why we get these steep drops like this. Is because if you look over the past 100 days, if we pull up, whoops, not this guy. So sorry. If we pull up our date or our price range and we see exactly how much here, let's make sure this is as accurate as I can, here, move this even over, guys, we're up 258% in the past just shy of 4 months. Like, that's ridiculous. And of course, what would be the yin and the yang of this is, to this performance that we have these volatile drops, and it's nothing even too crazy, guys. Like, this shouldn't even be something to turn your heads crazy at, guys. Like, we saw that 39% there, and even and after that 39%, here, let me take this off just real quick. And even after that 39%, not saying this happens every time, but let's see the rally that we had after that 39% drop. Let's just start from January. Let's just see where we were to our next one. And then after that, we had about an 83%, rally up just off that, that 50-week EMA line. And then after that, we had a 96% uptrend. And then if we even bring the date range up as well, we see exactly, how many days we were in that uptrend. Granted, we had some small pullbacks, but overall, you're still in that uptrend. Oh, I'm using all the wrong measurements today, guys. And then from there, we had a month rally. January to February was a pretty good month. That was, pretty solid month. So kind of wanted to hop on here and show you guys that, it's not uncommon that we, were to break, we come back and test these EMA lines at all. There's nothing wrong with that. Even the 100 day, I will let you know, I would be somewhat worried if we did happen to squiggle all the way down here and meet us at the 200 day EMA line. I would be somewhat worried. Then we would kind of have to reevaluate our plan and kind of see how that would go for the short to medium term. And if we kind of put that in retrospect, kind of what that would be, let's take a look at that. That's about a 32% correction, and that's not even really that bad. Is as crazy as that'd put us at about $37,000 if we were to have that retracement. So one way or another, we will have this retracement. Like I said, I'll be on here to give you guys information, to let you guys know when that is coming, or not even when that is coming, but how these setups can happen. And then eventually, because it will come eventually, there will be a time to where we will see some, over a period of time, not one day, but over time, we will see a drop such as 52 or even 60, or even 45. There will be a day, there will be a time, and you can usually forecast these somewhat, and that's why we do the charts, and that's why, you know, we hop on here to see these type of things, and it makes it a lot easier to sleep at night and understand and not check your portfolio 25/8, you know, when you understand that these moves are part of a healthy market. They're all natural, and you know, retesting these support lines and these EMA lines are not the end of the world. They are completely normal in these cycles. It's happened plenty of times, even if we go back into 2017 and so on and so on. So didn't want to be on here too much longer on the charts, guys. Just kind of want to give that extra backing and briefing and kind of keep you guys, you know, solid and grounded. I know we had one 2 days ago and a day ago, but I'm a big guy on, you know, positive reinforcement, and, you know, it takes time to learn, guys. So don't get frustrated. You know, don't get discouraged. Especially, guys, don't get discouraged either, guys. Especially with the Dogecoin gains. Like, for all the people who have been, and I know this is frustrating because I had a guy come to me the other day and kind of break this down. He was like, I've been playing my cards right, you know, picking the right projects, being patient, you know, planning, you know, my investments, DCAing, and, you know, then my brother puts in $5,000 in Doge, you know, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and then the pump happened, and then now he's turned that 5,000 into like 25, 30K, you know. Okay, let's take a step back on that sense. So just for any of you guys who may be struggling and not feeling, you know, their best from these Dogecoin gains and having all these Dogecoins, you know, people, you know, come at you at cutthroat, because, you know, some of them are, you know, nice, and some of them are, you know, show off and cocky and like to brag in your face about, you know, their ROI. So let's break down a couple things. First off, short-term capital gains tax. That's about 30 to 35, even 40% of what your initial investment are, or what your investment is. So you make 45K off of Dogecoin, and, you know, that's short-term capital gains tax, and that's under a year of holding. So you now need to minus about 30 to 40% of those gains from that. So you did not make 40K. You made close to like 15. So let's also get that out of the way real quick. You know, taxes is the one implication as well that will hurt people. You know, for the people that don't understand longevity of holding, as to why long-term capital gains tax is a lot better, you know, to deal with. So holding Bitcoin, holding long-term fundamental projects that you can DCA out of and take, you know, 2% out a week or 4% out a week, etc. And then also, number two, guys, remember, it doesn't matter how much money you make, it's how much money you can keep. Always remember that too. Like that was the big thing, you know, with how I was, you know, talking to a lot of people, like, oh, he made like 60K off Doge, and I'm like, dude, I've been playing my cards right, and like he just literally doubled whatever I was doing for the past year. I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. And you can only, and you got to be real with yourself, guys, too, that these people will only get lucky so many times. You can't cruise your way through life doing things like this, like doing risky investments like that and expecting things to work out every time in your favor. Because yes, they played their cards right. Absolutely. Get pat on the back to them, pat on the back for the people who, you know, took the Dogecoin meme seriously and, you know, had some play money or whatever they invested in and, you know, rode the wave. I'm not hating on, you know, people who made money on Doge. Big congratulations. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now take that money and do and help yourself. Do whatever you plan to do. But the one thing is, do not, you know, if you are a Dogecoin holder, please do not forget that you also got very lucky. Please also remember that as well, because no matter how well you want to tell yourself that you planned this and you knew this was going to happen, et cetera, no, you didn't, because you can't tell me and sit here, because you just can't. You absolutely cannot. I mean, you just can't, guys. So that's the one thing you just got to stick back and kind of take a step back on, and also remember, and, you know, just for the long term, you know, Dogecoin is, we will see what happens. We will see what happens, guys. So I'll be here for it. You know, I'll be here to help, and, you know, just like usual. But guys, we're pretty much gonna wrap up here. I didn't have anything else for you guys today. Happy 420. I know I said at the beginning of the stream, if this is a day you guys indulge and really have a good day, and you guys participate in this day, please have a great day. You know, I do participate in this day, so I will be enjoying myself later today after all the emails and all the goodies are done. All the, you know, the real work is done. But other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Pay attention to the Patreon. I'll be posting anything I find interesting, any questions you guys have. I'm always here. Literally ping me, text me, do whatever. I'm really here for you guys. Only you guys. Seriously. So awesome, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.